Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled, He Spoke As A Lamb. My source, presstv.com, and this article is entitled, Zionists, Ultimate Winner of U.S. 2020 Election, Analysts Suggest. This article was published Monday the 24th of August. And it states, Zionists in control of the U.S. are the ultimate winners of the U.S. 2020 presidential election, regardless of who wins, Donald Trump or Joe Biden, an analyst says. Zionists. According to the New Oxford American Dictionary, is a supporter of Zionism, a person who believes in the development and protection of a Jewish nation in what is now Israel. In his interview with the Press TV on Monday, former U.S. Senate candidate Mark Dankoff further predicted that the Republican president will be reelected despite polls demonstrating otherwise. The Zionist entity controls the candidates and both major political parties. All right? The international bankers control this entire system, beginning with the Rothschilds, trickling down. The relationship of Donald Trump and Mike Pence and the Zionist entity is very clear. It's also quite obvious that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are the American Israel Public Affairs Committee's choice to be the Democratic chicken. He said, the end result is going to be a landslide victory for Donald Trump, with all of the problems that await this country regardless of who is elected. So this article informs you that your vote doesn't count. Hell, the last election exercised that your vote doesn't count. Although Hillary Clinton had the majority or the popular vote, it was the so-called electoral vote that chose Donald Trump. And this was on the behalf of the elite bankers by the will of the Most High. The political commentator also touched upon the rigged nature of the U.S. elections, further predicting a tough battle ahead of the November election. The Zionists win regardless of who wins this election. But in regard to many domestic issues, Donald Trump will carry the day. His campaign will begin to go after Biden and Harris again, noted the analyst, further pointing to these endless Zionist wars that either party will continue with these candidates, regardless of the outcome of the election. The San Antonio-based analyst then blamed liberals for riots and continuation of violence in cities, almost exclusively run by Democrats. This violence is almost exclusively occurring courtesy of the far left in this country, the Marxists and so-called progressive wings, the Democratic Party, Black Lives Matter, and Antifa, and so forth are behind this mass violence in all of these American cities, said the commentator. After the murder of George Floyd by a white police officer, the U.S. has been gripped with protests, in some cases violent, against racial inequality and police brutality. And it states, the Zionist entity controls the candidates in both major political parties. Revelation 13 and 15, and he is referring to who? The nobility of Edom, beginning with the Rothschilds, trickling down. Okay? Because the nobility of Edom controls this entire beast-like system. Okay? The presidents, the Senate, Congress, the CIA, the FBI, okay? Even your political, even your religious sector, such as the Catholic Church, they get all their orders from the nobility of Edom, beginning with the Rothschilds, trickling down to the other 12 families. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. The image is this system / this pit, which is patterned after the pagan Rome Empire. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Meaning what? If you don't participate by receiving this microchip, you will be put to death. Revelation 13 and 11, and I beheld another beast in the form of America coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns, like a lamb, 2 horns, referring to the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. He had 2 horns like a lamb, meaning what? Both parties act like they are for the benefit and the profit of the people, but they're not. They have they have a hidden agenda, okay? And they're told what to do by the elite bankers, beginning with the Rothschilds. And he spake as a dragon, meaning what? Going into their legislation. Okay, don't believe what they say. Believe in what they do as far as their legislation. Draconial laws, meaning what? Harsh laws. So within this system, you have what? The Democrats and the Republicans. And both factions are controlled by the elite bankers. Why? Because they control this entire system. Genesis 27 and 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, referring to Esau. Behold, your dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by your sword shall you live, and shall serve your brother. And it shall come to pass when you shall have the dominion, rulership, that you shall break his yoke from off your neck. Okay, so we are within the blessing of Esau, meaning what? Esau's rulership. Okay, which further proves that Esau controls this entire system, beginning with the nobility of Edom, hence the Rothschilds. This is a linking precept to Revelation 13 and 15. Okay, who do you think control America? The nobility of Edom. That's why when you jump into Revelation 13 and 15, it states he, okay? This is within the blessing of Esau. Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who is the wicked? The Edomites. He covered the faces of the judges, and this is literal, thereof. If not, where and who is he? Meaning what? If Esau or the so-called white people are not the wicked, then who is? Psalm 64 and 7, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded, so they shall make their own tongue to fall on themselves. At the end of the day, Press TV is controlled. And according to this article, the Zionist entity controls the candidates in both major political parties. All that see them shall flee away. Lord, will you edified. Shalom.